Hi.
Mike, through 8 practices, what have you seen from the two young offensive linemen, Jack Jones and Chance Hall? They seem to be progressing.
Yeah, and when you come in here as a high school lineman, that's a different world. And what I like right now, they're working on leverage, getting lower. They've really done a nice job with their footwork. They got to work on their angles a little bit, but they come to practice every day. So I really like those two guys.
Did Chance Hall surprise you at all, knowing he was towards Achilles back in August, and knowing that he's been able to be out there for every practice?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't ever say anything about it, so I'm sure he might have some pain here and there, but he does a great job of coming out here every day and working to get better.
Spring is all about player development, but you're new here, so how has your development gone with learning everything?
Well, I do the formation system that we had, Butch and I, before, and the tempo of the practice has been the fastest thing, and just the speed of everything that way. So that's been interesting in a lot of ways, and so I'm just pushing players to go as fast as we can on and off the field, and also with in their play.
How have the players responded to the way that you coach?
Well, I guess you would have to ask them, but I feel like it's been very good. They're very receptive, and they have great energy, and they listen, and so I feel like it's been great.
Did you like your guys' pace in that first scrimmage on Saturday?
No, I thought we needed to pick it up, and that was one thing we talked about afterwards, and that's one thing we worked on today. I thought we played faster today, but we're still not there. We got to continue to play faster, and talking about tempo and on and off the field all the time.
Do you have a number like we need it 4:30 on the play clock, or you try not worry about it like that much?
Well, we're trying to go as fast as we can. There's times it all depends on the play and the tempo and all that stuff, but a lot of times we'd like to be under 20 seconds. So, with 20 seconds or more on the clock. So.
Mike, when you came in, I know you weren't here last year, but you looked at the stats and saw 43 sacks for 305 yards. As an offensive coordinator, what's your thought on that?
Well, I looked at the stats, but that was also, I look at that as last year, and what we really looked at was how we could improve upon that and things we could do, scheme-wise, fundamentally, everything. And so, I really like the way our offensive line is playing right now, and they're doing a good job. So I feel that we will improve upon that.
What do you think? This is kind of kind of related to that, stats or sack yardage is kind of off your rushing total. Do you care one way or the other? Would you like to see that change to where rushing is rushing?
Yeah, if I had a vote in it, I guess I would. But you can't have sacks. You can't have negative plays, whether it's in the running game or protection, whatever. And that's what we fight against as coaches all the time, and talking to our players about that. And I just talked about it to the offensive unit yesterday about 1st and 10 is a critical situation, and people are going to probably start blitzing a little bit more, and that's going to put them in a one-on-one situation, so we can't have negative plays.
What are your thoughts on Ethan Wolfe, and what does he need to do to take the next step?
Well, I think he's done a really good job of, doing a nice job in the passing game, whatever. I think the biggest thing is he's got to become more consistent in his footwork in the run game, and, when he does that, he'll be an excellent blocker.
Is there a gap between Curbison and Blair right now in tackle?
Yes, Curbison's been a little bit more consistent, but Blair's working really hard, and he's improving all the time, so he's putting the push on. So, we've got great competition there.
What about the center competition between, I know Mac's the returning starter, but Jake's talked about getting some snaps there. I'm sure Coleman will be back later this year, but how's that competition there between Mac and everybody else really?
Well, what we said, and we've told that group is, number one, I told them in the very first meeting, don't be worried about where you are on a depth chart, because there's going to be some days you start at center and the next day you may be at the second team guard or something like that. We're going to move people around. And what we have to do as coaches is find the 5 best players, make sure the 5 best players are in that unit. So, right now we're looking at everybody, and, I like what they're doing at the center right now.
Players have consistently talked about just the energy level you've provided, just the energy you brought to practice. Being away from the game for a couple of years, how is that has that added, spring to your step in terms of the energy? Or?
I always coached with passion. I always coached with energy, and so, no, I don't think so. I think that that's just the way I coach, and I've always coached that way, and I always will coach that way. So I don't feel like it's been really any adjustment.
What did you miss the most about it?
I miss the players. I miss the everyday working with the players in all avenues. And, I really missed college players when I was in the pros, because in the pros it's all football, and whereas in college, you're working with them in every facet of their life. And so, I miss that. I miss working with those kids like that.
Where does Juwan Jennings need to improve the most?
Last
right now,
one, guys.
I know he's got a lot of fishtail on his ball.
Yeah, just again the mechanics of throwing the ball, and he has improved so much. And he works at it every day. He's had a great focus in meetings, so he'll get there. So he's done a nice job continuing to work every day and improve every day.
Okay, guys. Good. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.